quite literally every series had some sort of drama involving the playoffs, but the Cup one, we got to talk about it. It's got to go. This is episode 38 of the Louisiana Divebomb podcast, and the NASCAR Cup Series controversial ending proves that we don't need playoffs anymore. I mean, I said it even after Joey Logano won, but that's just me. But what happened last night for the Cup race? Just complete and utter embarrassment. I mean, you got eyes, but it's for the wrong reason on your product. So this is what happens when you put something in to try and draw people into your sport. But what it does, it has the opposite effect. It makes people not want to watch your sport because of what happened. So William Byron, Christopher Bell, they're in a deadlock with points basically because of how Joey Logano won, which that shook points up. Tyler Reddick won. That shook points up. Guys who were below the cutoff line won races to get themselves into the championship four. And this puts Larson in a bad spot. So Bell had like a 20-point cushion heading into this race. Larson had like a 7-point cushion. He was leading at one point, then he fell back. Then he's 7 points out. And Byron was on the outside looking in. Actually, no, he was in. I think it was by only 7 points. And then his gap went from 2 points to 1 point to 0. So what happened is Byron's running his spot in 6th, I think. 6th or 7th, one of the two. Austin Dillon's running behind him. That's also for position. Ross Chastain's behind him as well. Again, also for position. And they sort of set up a Chevrolet brigade because, hey, Logano's already in. That's a Ford. Reddick's already in. That's a Toyota. Blaney drove past Chase Elliott to the lead and eventually won the race. That's another Ford. If they pass the 24, there is zero chance that a Chevrolet will contend for the championship. So what they did, they set up a brigade to block the inside and the outside lane and to not get by the 24. That's what they did. Meanwhile, Christopher Bell, on the other hand, he had a terrible race. He was a lap down. Pit crew sucked. The car sucked. But he still had a chance if he could get by one more driver. But he was a lap down. So eventually they started getting into the lap traffic again. They started lapping cars. Who was the first car lap down? The 23 of Bubba Wallace, a Toyota. Now what happened here, coming to the white flag, the 23, allegedly with 3 to go, said that, he felt like he had a tire going down after being told about the point situation between Bell and Byron at about 10 to go. So then, on the white flag, he slows down tremendously in front of, I think it was Justin Haley in the 7, and then it's catching this gaggle of cars that's been backed up behind Byron, which includes Christopher Bell, also in that gaggle. So, Bubba just lets everybody go throughout that last lap. Meanwhile, everyone's going 3 wide, trying to navigate through. They almost went 4 wide even on the front stretch through 1 and 2. And then what happened after, heading into 3, I don't know why Bell just slid in. That was kind of dumb on his part. He slid in to get by the 23, goes into the wall, and then just absolutely floors it as he's still on the wall. Basically, half of what Ross Chastain did, because Chastain did a full commit a couple years ago. And then NASCAR said, yeah, that was cool and all, but we're not going to do that just because it happen again, and they could manipulate the playoffs again. So it was a one-and-done thing. Wrong. So what Bell did, he sent it into the corner. As soon as he hit the wall, he just gassed it and then just floored it on the outside lane. I don't know why he felt the need to do that. He already had the spot. It's not like there was anyone else that could get by him or Bubba and put him out. So that's really the main reason as to why Christopher Bell is not in the playoffs and why William Byron still is. So all in all, it's a terrible look on NASCAR as a whole because this playoff format, it's got to go. Like, this isn't racing anymore because you're just, you're manipulating the product to where teams have to do this, where we have a gaggle of 10 cars or 12 cars on the racetrack just to make the championship four and have a shot at the title. That's what it's come to, because you're altering the race you got guys that are faster than the championship contenders, but you don't want them to get past, because if you pass them, then they won't contend for that championship. And so this is what we get. This is what we get. We get a big old clusterfuck of bullshit that didn't even need to happen because the playoffs exist, and it's got to go. It's got to go. You either eliminate it entirely, or you go back to the 2004 method where it's 10 drivers, 10 races, duking it out. That's it. That's how it should be. Oh my lord, I just cannot. How do they keep doing this? And then Elton Sawyer, of all people, saying that, oh, well, we like what we saw, and the fans like what they saw from the playoff format, so we're probably going to keep that. No. Elton Sawyer, you are the biggest brain-dead piece of shit that works for NASCAR. And that's saying something to everybody else that's up there. There's a lot of people that I don't like, but Elton Sawyer, every time I see something out of your mouth on Twitter, it's just bullshit that fans don't like. So I want you to fucking be real with me, Elton, and say what we just saw Sunday night. Tell me again that the fans love it. Tell me that the fans are, ooh, I love when cars can't pass each other because that means the playoffs are fun. The playoffs are working. Yay, we got eyes on the sport. Woo! No. Absolutely the fuck not. No one liked that. Even fans of the drivers who were involved don't like that. Even fans who drivers have retired from the sport don't like that. Even fans of drivers who are currently in NASCAR as we speak don't like that. Fans of all different kinds did not like what they saw on Sunday night. So you tell me again, where the fuck are the fans that enjoyed that shit? Tell me. Please tell me. And it can't be a robot account. It can't be a robot account that they're going through and they're like, yeah, this is good. Yeah, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Yes. No. I'm already flustered. I'm so flustered. There's so much shit I gotta talk about, and this is the main one that's like fucking irritating me. I don't understand where we went wrong as a society, where we thought, hey, let's just evolve the chase format over time. Yes, we go from 10 drivers, now we'll have 12. We'll have 2 wild cards in. Oh, well, then you have this sort of race alteration bullshit back in 2013 with Michael Waltrip Racing. So what did you do then? Yeah, you know what? Let's make the playoff field bigger. Let's put Jeff Gordon in. Make it 13 guys. And then after the season, yeah, you know what? Let's make it a little easier for guys. Let's win and you're in. Okay, some requirements though, but mainly win and you're in. 16 guys can contend for the playoffs now. Yes, we'll do that. We'll have elimination rounds. Yes, round of 3 rounds, 3 races each. We eliminate 4 drivers then, and then the championship race. It's the last race of the season. The highest finishing driver is the champion for that. And then that's where we've been at. That's where we've been at. And over time, it's, I mean, the ratings say, it's a sign on the wall. Ratings have gone down. They've kind of stabilized now, but the way this shit's going, it's going to keep going down. So fucking fix it, Elton Sawyer. Fucking fix it, Steve Phelps. Fucking fix it, NASCAR. Get your shit together. Holy fuck. Do you want to go back to the glory days where you got grandstands packed? You got all the eyes watching on TV? You know why? Because it was something interesting, man. NASCAR was its own fucking thing. It didn't need a playoffs format like every stick and ball sports out there. Holy fuck. I mean, it's not that difficult. The reason your product was working 20, 25 years ago is because it was something different. Something that people could enjoy. Something, you know, not just the drivers of the sport, the personalities that go with it, the race cars behind it, the tracks that they went to. It was all different. Now, everything's evolved over time, and I know drivers can't stay racing forever, so of course they gotta retire. But you need personalities, man. You ain't got no fucking personality with Chase Elliott. He's got about as much personality as a fucking doorknob. And you got guys who public don't give a fuck about. William Byron? Nope. Christopher Bell? Nope. Now the one thing you do have is Bubba Wallace is in this somewhere, and the general public fucking hates that man for what happened at Talladega in 2020 with the noose incident. We're not even gonna talk about that. The main thing is, your sport's dying, and you're trying to do this stick and ball playoff gimmick bullshit to try and fix it. It's not fixing it. It's making it more fucking difficult than ever. Even your own driver, Brad Keselowski, said something about that should be the last straw on the camel's back for the playoffs. He wants it gone. I mean, who the fuck wants it? No one wants it. Get rid of it. Go back to the way things were. And maybe, just maybe, you'll save the sport that way. Or you can just run it into the fucking ground and file off for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2030. Your choice. With that being said, we'll go ahead, look at the finish, and then we'll get into what happened for the Xfinity race and the truck race. I just cannot, I can't. Can't fix it. Can't fix it. They're not going to fix it. Shit's going to go to the ground. As long as they get a fucking TV deal, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They're going to pay regardless. They don't give a fuck. Alright. So, in the similar script to last year's race, Ryan Blaney must win to get in. He wins. Goodyear had a good tire. There was tire wear. Guys were fading. Yeah, so Blaney won in the championship 4. Chase Elliott second, out. Kyle Larson third, out. Austin Cindric was 4th. Denny Hamlin 5th, out. William Byron 6th, in. We know why. Austin Dillon 7th. Chastain 8th. Keselowski 9th. Logano 10th. Shane Gisbergen got 12th. Very interesting there. Alex Bowman 13th. So I thought he was a lap car, and he got by Bell. So I thought that didn't matter, but clearly I was wrong. So Christopher Bell was slotted to finish 19th behind Bubba Wallace, but he got penalized to the tail end of the lead lap car, so he fell down to 22nd. And the other playoff driver who finished was Tyler Reddick in 34th. So, I mean, he really didn't need to, but he didn't need to care about this race. So, I think the team's all focused on, what's it called? They're focused on Phoenix chasing the championship, which, again, championship 4, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, William Byron. We'll have a driver from each manufacturer, with Ford having the best one, having a shot at the title. But if we look at the non-playoff standings, before the chase floor mat, whatever, you could basically consider it a fucking floor mat with the way it's been stepped on over the years. But Kyle Larson would be leading the title, the standings for the Cup title, by 25 points over Chase Elliott. Christopher Bell would have been third, 32 points back. Byron 46 points back, and then Reddick 74 points back. So even without the gimmicky playoff bullshit, you still could have had a good championship battle heading into Phoenix. But what the fuck do I know? I don't know goddamn shit. Apparently, I don't know nothing. All I know is that every time I fucking raise my voice and get pissed off, this goddamn MacBook wants to take off to outer space. Even it's tired of this bullshit. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but it's ready to fucking go, dude. Like, it's about as pissed off as me right now. The Xfinity race, Cole Custer, Chandler Smith, they had a little altercation. Chandler Smith had a little bit of a bitch slap to Cole Custer, with the way that ended. So, cool there. But Eric Almirola won. So, Almirola sweeps Martinsville this year, which is kind of cool. Sammy Smith finished second, so he just misses out on the playoffs. Chandler Smith finished third. He was also must win. Cole Custer, fourth. He didn't really need to win. Allgaier, fifth. He did not need a new winner in the playoff format. Otherwise, he probably would have been out. So, good on Allgaier there. Sheldon Creed, sixth. Alfredo, seventh. Good qualifying start for Alfredo. Qualified second, kind of stayed in the top 10 most of the race. Good on him. Parker Kligerman, 8th. Jeb Burton, 9th. Solid race for him. Myatt Snyder, 10th in a rare appearance now. I can't even tell you when his last start was. I can actually tell you. Give me a minute while this loads. But, yeah, good finish for him. He last ran a year ago. I know he's been... Actually, no. He's had 2 other starts this year. I know he's been doing a lot of, European racing type racing over there. He actually ran Vegas a couple weeks ago, but other than that, his other start came at Martinsville, where he finished 19th in the 07. So, Good on him there. He got the top 10 spot. Jesse Love finished 12th. Austin Hill 14th. Sam Mayer 30th. AJ Allmendinger 38th. But, I mean, he really didn't care. I mean, he's already locked in. So, championship 4 for that. I believe it's Allgaier, Custer, Austin Hill, and AJ Allmendinger. That sounds right. I'll double check the NASCAR website just to make sure that I am accurate in what I'm saying and that I'm not spreading misinformation throughout the world. Look at standings. Yeah, Austin Hill, Allmendinger, Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier. Those are the 4 that are going to be chasing the title. Without the point standings, or without the playoff standings, I should say, or the playoff format, the point standings would have been Cole Custer with a 5-point lead over Chandler Smith, Allgaier 22 points back, and then Austin Hill 93 points back. So still could have had a 3-car battle for the championship, but we have to have this stupid gimmicky playoff bullshit that fans just increasingly grow impatient with and grow a distaste for. But no, apparently Elton Sawyer says that, the fans, they enjoy that. They really like what they're seeing. They like seeing the races turn into utter chaos and just complete bullshit as the last 15 or 20 laps or so just fucking get away from everyone and everyone loses their shit. Speaking of drivers losing their shit, Taylor Gray about lost his shit on Christian Eckes in that truck race. So Taylor Gray needs the win. Needs to win to lock himself into the championship 4. He does that. He gets by Christian Eckes cleanly, and Christian Eckes had the best truck that race. But Christian Eckes also wanted to win that race. So what he did, he absolutely shipped the 17 of Taylor Gray in, I think it was 3 and 4. And then Ben Rhodes was getting by him for the lead, and then he just shipped Ben Rhodes off as well. So Eckes won. He led 187 laps out of 200, which, yeah, that's pretty good. But when the 17, who needs, like I said, needs to win to survive into the championship 4 because of this stupid bullshit playoff format, Christian Eckes took advantage of that, and he was already good on points. I mean, he was good. I mean, he was locked in. I think, and yeah, all the other guys were must wins to get in. So that would have pushed someone like Ty Majeski out. Majeski would have been the first driver out had Taylor Gray won. It would have been Grant Enfinger, Corey Heim, Christian Eckes, and Taylor Gray. Like, think about that. Think about that for a minute. Instead, you chose to make an enemy out of the 17, right? You chose to make an enemy out of the 99, Ben Rhodes, right? Who was also teammates to Ty Majeski. So you actually could have let Ben Rhodes win. Actually, no, that wouldn't have made a difference. Ben Rhodes ended in the playoffs. But Ben Rhodes could have won, and Majeski still would have been in the championship 4. But you had to race him dirty. The bumps that Eckes made, a little bit unethical, but I mean, hey, short track racing, short track racing, that's going to be fucking annoying to deal with next Sunday. But, nonetheless, Eckes wins, and Taylor Gray takes a long walk down pit road and has a face-to-face confrontation with him, and literally said to his face that I could have had like 5-6 chances to take you out, but I didn't. And then Eckes just goes, well, I guess you should have. I don't know. So Taylor Gray's going to keep that in mind. Not only that, Ben Rhodes going to keep that in mind too. Didn't need to race him the way they did, even if it was for the win. You're already locked into the championship 4. You were good on points to begin with. You didn't need to win the race, but you wanted grandfather clock? Here you go. You got it. What did it cost you? Possibly the truck title. So, that's on you, Eckes. Oh, let me readjust my seat. Sorry about that. I'm not cutting that out. I'm pissed off. Christian Eckes wins. Ben Rhodes second. Chase Purdy somehow got up to third. Taylor Gray finished 4th. Nick Sanchez 5th. Lane Riggs P6. Corey Heim 7th. Tyler Anchor 8th. Grant Enfinger 9th. Ty Majeski 10th. The rest of the playoff drivers, they didn't win, so I don't need to talk about that. The championship 4, though, Grant Enfinger, Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes, Corey Heim. Heim or Eckes are probably more deserving, but because of what happened in last year's race with the bullshit that went down, probably going to be Grant Enfinger, maybe Ty Majeski. Try to show us a little bias here, but I would not mind seeing Grant Enfinger win, because if that happens, I win about $600. Again, why that came to be. So before the playoffs started, I put $10 on Enfinger to win, plus 2,000, so 10 to win 200 basically. And then I checked after Talladega because that was the beginning of the most recent round that they were in. So a win and you're in. Enfinger won. I checked the live odds. It was plus 4,500 to win the championship. Plus 4,500. So what did I do? I used a free $10 bet. Put that on Enfinger. And the odds went down to plus 3,500. Then they took them off. Then the next day or two, I looked. They weren't there. Then I looked the other day. They were plus 550 now. Holy hell, what a steal for me. So if Enfinger wins the title, I win $600. So that's kind of where I'm going for the championship. But without the playoff standings, Eckes would have won the title already. He got a 100-point lead over Corey Haim. So there's that. There's that for you. Which I don't even know why we have playoffs in the lower series in the first place. The Xfinity Series, the Truck Series, I don't think we need that. I don't think we need it in any series. But apparently Elton Sawyer thinks that all the fans love it. No, they don't. No, they don't. We hate it. We're tired of this bullshit. We wanted to go. If your own drivers are... I'm so pissed off. If your own drivers are showing displeasure with the playoff format, what do you tell them? What do you tell Brad Keselowski? He already signed the charter deal. He can't do anything. Joe Gibbs, he can't protest that because it was a safety violation that Christopher Bell was called out for, so they couldn't even appeal it. So there's that for you. Can't wait to see what shit unfolds in Phoenix, and some bullshit's gonna happen somewhere. It's probably gonna be trucks, but if that was the Cup, oh my. If some bullshit happens in Cup where a driver undeserving of a championship somehow gets that championship, we're going to have issues. We're going to have real issues. So, there's that. That's about it. I don't know how to end this, but good luck to everyone heading into the weekend for Phoenix, because, oh boy, if that doesn't go well, NASCAR ain't going to recover. See ya.